Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on today's Lunch and Learn, episode 11. And we are going to talk today about the 12 traits of an entrepreneur. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, this was recorded live on Facebook, so Facebook Live, so bear with me and feel free to fast forward a little bit. We're going to just wait a few seconds for people to get on. Hello, hello. I see many of you guys joining in. Welcome, welcome. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Happy Friday, everyone. And today we are talking about, on episode 12, we are talking about, or episode 11, the 12 traits of an entrepreneur. Oh, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. This is John Maxwell. For those of you guys who know me and my story, I had the pleasure and honor of being coached by the great John Maxwell for an entire year. And one of the most incredible years of my career in terms of growth and development. And this is one of my favorite lessons that he taught. So give me another second. All right. Hello, hello. Hey. All right. So let's dive into it. You guys can always catch this either back on Facebook Live or on YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to never miss an episode and watch them at your convenience, at your lunchtime, because it's lunchtime somewhere, but maybe not necessarily where you live right now. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/create wealth with Tara. So again, episode 11, let's get right into it. The 12 traits of an entrepreneur. This is, again, John Maxwell. The first one, and by the way, guys, while we're doing this, what I want you to do is I want you to kind of, grab out your phone and note section or grab a pen and paper. I want you to rate yourself on what you think right now is your score, so to speak. And then you'll know the areas that you can be intentional about growing in. So the first one is entrepreneurs are self-starters. What does this mean? Well, it means you start yourself. It means that you don't need a quote of the day or a video of the day or a pep talk from your upline or from other people. You just know what you have to do and you go do it. And I think usually the word entrepreneur, the definition of these days is somebody that's doing building a business around something they love, right? They want to make a difference in the world. They want to change. And so if you're an entrepreneur, you are a business owner, right? You're not an employee. So you're not here to do what somebody else wants you to do. You're here to do what you want to do. Like, I'm an entrepreneur in the wellness business, and I'm in the wellness business because I want to help change the growing epidemic of disease, right? I want to help create entrepreneurs in the wellness industry. So I guess I start every day, and everyone's like, how do you stay motivated, right? After 9.5 years, and my life's like Groundhog Day. When you're in a company, you should be saying the same things to every prospect, whether they're your personal prospects or your team's prospects. The message should never change. So there's nothing sexy about network marketing. It's kind of like Groundhog Day, where you're just like repeat, repeat, repeat. And sometimes it can be unsexy. Sometimes it can be like redundant and boring. And I think some people are like, I want something new or change, right? But nobody has to motivate me to do what I love to do, because I'm here doing what I love to do. So I am a self-starter. So if you're not starting yourself, maybe you're not doing, what you want to do. But entrepreneurs usually choose being an entrepreneur and starting a business because they are able to self-start. They don't need an alarm clock. They don't need a boss. They don't need someone going, hey, where's your numbers? Hey, make your calls. Hey, do what you need to do. Hey, follow up, right? They just do it. So self-starter. I score myself very high in this because once I find out what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, I just go do it. I don't wait for somebody to invite me. I don't wait for somebody to inspire me. I don't wait for somebody to recognize what I'm doing. I know what I got to do, and I'm doing it. So are you a self-starter? It's a very important trait to have as an entrepreneur. I should have probably waited on that one because I think it's my favorite. So it just means you start yourself. You don't need anybody to teach you, to tell you, to show you, to pull you along. You don't need inspiration. You are self-motivated. So be a self-starter. Number 2, entrepreneurs work harder than others. See, one of the main reasons I became an entrepreneur is because as an employee, I was given a value, right? Especially if you're a salaried employee. And there was no extra money if you don't do extra work, right? But then I got into fields where I was commissioned, and I became in love with the idea that if I worked harder, I could make more money. I remember we talked about it yesterday, I'm not a minimum mindset person, right? And so I'm willing to work harder than others. And in network marketing, that pays you more than other professions, right? I don't say this to brag, but to make a point that my best year in mortgage was 140 or 150,000, right? And I worked my tail off 40 hours a week with 2 small kids. That was my best year. My best year in network marketing was 897,000. Do you see the point? The point is, you know, if you're willing to work hard, this is the one industry that will pay you more than any other industry for your hard work. So entrepreneurs like to work harder, and this is a great industry for entrepreneurs because you will get paid at what you do, right? And I pride myself on always being one to work by example and work hard. So I want you to think about this. Are you doing all you could do, right? And if you're an employee mindset person, you might be doing the minimum. Are you just inviting a few people to your calls? Are you just doing it when you have a spare moment, right? No, I work hard because I have a goal and I have a passion of creating entrepreneurs and helping fight the epidemics of cancer and obesity and all that stuff because it's awful. And I'm going to work hard because if I don't work hard, I'm just not working hard for me and my passion. It's not about a boss. I'm the boss. You're the boss. Work hard for you. Work hard for your life. Work hard for your mission. Work hard for your family. You know, work hard for your situation. Work hard for your retirement. Work hard, right? So what's your score on that? Do you work harder than others? You know, if you're the one waiting around for everyone to do everything on your team, they're probably making more money than you, right? The people on the calls, the people at the front of the room, the people making the PowerPoints, they usually make more money. And it's not because they're great at making calls or making PowerPoints. It's because they're working harder than others. So it's a sowing reaping thing. You work hard, you get more money, right? You work hard, you make more impact. You work hard, you learn more. You work hard, you grow more. All right, so what is your score? Number 3, entrepreneurs have a strong desire to win. Now, some might call us competitive. I don't think you must necessarily have to be competitive. Competition is a good thing. If you would have asked my mother, rest her soul, she passed away a few years ago, but I remember when I was in wholesale mortgage and I was, you know, I sailed and within just a few months I sailed to the top of the company, and the owner of the company, you know, my mom came to one of the recognition events in Lake Tahoe and this beautiful surroundings, and she was watching my baby so that I could go to the meeting. And the president of the company came up to her and he said, "Wow, you know, you must be so proud." And she said, "Yeah." And she says, "But it's not about the money for Tara. She just likes to win," right? And it's true. Money is a way to keep score. That's it for me. You know, I love what John Maxwell said when people are like, how many millions have you made? He's like, I don't know. You know, if you haven't made it, it's important to you, right? Like the first million, like I literally don't know how much I've made. I'm 3.5, 4, I don't know, 4 million, I don't know. The first million is the hardest, and it's the one you think about. After that, it's like, oh no, 3 million, 3.5, 4 million, I don't know. It's not matter about money anymore. I just want to win, and winning in my industry means product getting into people's body, meaning, you know, because my 2 goals in life are to help people get healthy through products and education, which is why I choose wellness in network marketing. And the second goal is to create entrepreneurs to do what I do so that we can have an impact. So winning in my world as a network marketer, winning in our world means people's lives change. You know, if you're winning, you're getting to the top. You don't get to the top. This is not a one-man show. So do you have a strong desire to win? And it's okay to be number 1, right? But here's the bad news. If you're at the top of the class, you're in the wrong class. You need to keep an environment where you're growing. And this is a great plaque that John Maxwell gave to me. I don't know if you can see this. So $12,000 to spend a year coaching with him. And I got a really cool plaque. No, I'm just kidding. I actually got a ton of signed books. So A growth environment is where people are ahead of you and you're continually challenged, and you wake up excited. Others are growing. Growth is modeled and expected. You're out of your comfort zone. The atmosphere is affirming, right? But it's okay to want to win, because winning in network marketing means a lot of people are winning. You can't win by yourself. So, do you have a strong desire to win? If you do, then you will do more, you will be more, you will be intentional. Number 4, and this is a hard one for a lot of people. Entrepreneurs have a nose for numbers. Now, I get this all the time. Tara, I'm just not a numbers person. First of all, stop saying that. You are a numbers person. You can be any kind of person you want. Don't say that. Why are you limiting yourself? CEOs have to know their numbers. If you don't know your numbers, then you're not running your business. You're the CEO of your own company. You are your own boss. If you don't need to know your numbers, who is? Are you expecting your upline to know your numbers? They're not your boss. They're your business partner. They know their numbers. They probably know your numbers, but it's important for you to know your numbers. It's important for you to know. A lot of people define leadership very different ways. One of my favorite definitions of leadership is when you make a decision to be responsible for the results on your team. Whether it's a team of 2 or 2,000 or 200,000, you've got to know your numbers. You know, you got to know the comp plan. You've got to know how much commission someone's going to make. You got to know who is at what rank, right? Because there's nothing worse than, getting to the end of the month and all of a sudden it's the 5th and you're like, oh my gosh, this person was $50 away from their next rank. And that could have meant excitement and recognition for them, but instead you let it pass, right? You got to know your numbers. How good are you? I'm a numbers person, but you know what? Anyone can be a numbers person, and if you're not great at numbers, they make these really cool gadgets, or even loaded on your phone these days, called calculators, right? There's reports in your back office. Everybody has a back office in network marketing. Know your numbers. Know all your numbers. What numbers? All of them. You're the CEO. You want to be successful? You want to be to the intergalactic global rank of 6 or 7 figures? Know your numbers. Know them all the time. Know them every day. Every day. Every day. Okay. 5, entrepreneurs prefer to lead rather than follow. Now, remember, following is not weak. Following is not, doesn't mean you're leading. You can lead and follow at the same time. I'm leading my team, but I'm following the people who are ahead of me, right? I'm following the higher ranks in my company. I'm following the CEO who has 27 years experience. I'm following other leaders in the industry because you should always be learning, right? If you stop learning, you stop growing and you're dying if you're not growing, right? So we always want to. But I prefer to lead, meaning when I get into a company, I don't go, okay, upline, when's the call? Okay, upline, when are you going to be in my living room? Okay, upline, what do I do? You can ask my upline. You can ask the gal that sponsored me in my company a year ago. I have never asked her to do a call. I've never asked her to be in my living room. I've never asked her what to do. I said, I need your link. I'm signing up. Thank you. And if I couldn't find something and I was beyond resourceful, then I would say, hey, I can't find this. Can you point me in the right direction? So whose team is it? Your team. There's a great book in my shelf here. Let me get it for you. Oh, shoot. Oh, I don't know where it is. Anyway, I'll post it later. There's a really good book in my bookshelf called Making the First Circle Work, right? So remember that when you signed up, the circle at the top of your pyramid, I'm being funny, is your name. This is your business. This is your legacy. This is your paycheck. This is your opportunity to change your life. This is your decision. You take the reins. You go out and lead. You go figure it out. Go be a leader. I invite all of you. See, I think there's a misconception that leaders are only at the top. Hi. Leaders are not only at the top. Leaders are desperately needed at every single level of the organization, especially the bottom. So entrepreneurs always prefer to lead. Why? Because an entrepreneur has a goal. Let's say their goal is to get this product to everybody in the world. This is Wet n Wild, by the way. So my favorite. So $1.79 right here. Awesome. Look at that. So if this is like the cure for cancer, and your goal and mission is to get this to every life in the world, you want to lead because you don't want to leave it to chance that this is not going to get in everyone's hands. So if you love what you do and you believe in what you do and you believe in your products and you believe in your services, as an entrepreneur, you want to lead because you don't want to leave your legacy up to chance. Like, I am not leaving my legacy up to chance. I am not leaving my legacy at the mercy of my team. I'm leading, right? And the highest form of moral authority is walking your walk, leading by example, right? People do as you do, not do as you say. So if you want to be a great leader, you got to keep doing the thing, right? I'm still recruiting. I'm still following up. I'm still doing presentations, three-way calls, in-home meetings, launch calls, Zooms, webinars, FaceTimes. I'm still, driving 30 minutes each way, an hour each way, 2 hours each way. So I'm still traveling. Like, I am still doing the same things today that got me to where I am 9 years ago. I'm still doing the thing. I'm still leading by example. Because why? Because entrepreneurs prefer to lead rather than follow. I want to lead as many people along my journey as possible. So as an entrepreneur, are you leading or are you following? Entrepreneurs love to lead. So score yourself on that one. That's a really important one. Number 6. This is going to be a crazy one, but entrepreneurs love problems. Not that we don't want everything to be awesome and amazing and seamless. I mean, of course, we want to sit down and present everybody with our product and service and have them all sign up. We want to present everybody with our business opportunity and have them all set up, right? That's in a perfect world. But I'm talking about like, I don't know. There's little things that come up. I don't mind them because every time, believe me, in 9.5 years, you think you've heard it all. You think you've heard every excuse. You think you've heard every objection, and then someone comes out of left field with one. So I don't mind problems because they give me more information. If someone asks a question that never dawned on me before, it broadens my thinking as an entrepreneur, thinking, oh, well, I hadn't thought of that before, right? I don't mind problems. I like solving problems. You don't sell products, you solve problems, right? I'm solving a problem. A problem is cancer rates and diabetes and obesity and heart disease are on the rise. So being in wellness, I'm solving a problem. So I love solving problems. I love the fact that, one of the problem is you don't have money or you have debt. That's a problem. Great, let's solve it, right? Let's figure out how we can build a business. I have a small town. Great, let's figure out what can you do? What's possible? I don't have a great personality. Great, well, let's work on your personality. Like, whatever the issue is, like when people call, oh, Tara, I need your help. I love that. It's kind of weird, but don't bring me all your problems now. But I love it. I don't mind problems because it continues to propel me forward and growing and broadening what's possible and what other people are thinking so that I can fill my tool belt and be of better service and value to my team. All right. Number 7, entrepreneurs have something to prove to themselves. And again, it all goes back to your mission. If you got the cure for cancer, I'm just always just being sarcastic, and you want this, like, I want to prove to myself that I can take my vision and I can see it through. That I have this idea, I have this vision, I have, this idea. I want to prove to myself that I can do it. And that's what really got me interested in network marketing. I was failing miserably, and then 3 months into it, I went to an event and I saw people being extraordinarily and unusually successful. I'm talking millions of dollars in a very short time. And I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it too. Maybe just call it like stubbornness or pie in the sky or ignorance on fire or, just a hopeless dreamer. But when I saw what was possible in this industry, and you've all seen it, if you've been to an event or you've been on Facebook, you see your leaders, I wanted to prove to myself that these people were no different than me, no better than me, no smarter than me. They weren't going to outwork me. They weren't going to like, if they could do it, it was possible. And I said, I'm going to do it until I wanted to prove it to myself that I could do it. I wanted to prove to myself that if anybody else can do it, I just have to find out what they're doing. So I don't even accept any excuses that, no, but Tara, they're different. They live in a different town. They have a different network. Great, go build your network. It might take you longer. And John Maxwell does say that network marketing is not a level playing field. If you're younger, you're going to have to get influence. If you are shy, you're going to have to develop skills. If you live in a small town, you're going to have to learn other ways to connect with people. It's not an even playing field. It might take you longer, but everybody can get there. And I firmly believe that it's choice. It is a choice. It is a choice. It is a choice. You want to get there, you'll find a way, right? If you want something bad enough, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Oh, I love that one. Okay. What are you proving to yourself, right? How bad do you want this? How bad do you want this? I see you guys. How bad do you want this? Okay. Number 8. Entrepreneurs seldom get sick. Here's why. If you're feeling like, you have a headache or something and you don't want to go to work, you're calling in on someone else's dream, right? If you're an employee, you don't care. Like, you're getting paid a certain wage. You don't care about their dream. Like, when I called in sick for my mortgage company, I don't care. I don't own the mortgage company. I don't care. But as an entrepreneur, when you call in sick, you're calling sick on you. You're calling sick on your mission. Like, at the end of your life, you're going to decide how many lives you impact. So if you call in sick, you're going to impact less lives. That's on you. Like John Maxwell has spoken on stage 12,000 times. And he says he spoke one time, he had his leg in traction with an actual IV attached to him. He said he's only called in sick twice. And he was in the hospital having surgery. Like, he has literally spoken on stage with vertigo. I've never had vertigo, but I heard that if you had it, it's really, really bad. So if you're dipping out on your team and your calls, sweetheart, honey, gentlemen, you're calling sick on you. If you don't show up for your downline, guess what? That's your business you're calling sick on. So entrepreneurs, if you're a true entrepreneur who has a mission to get the widget, the gadget to the world, that you're going to do whatever it takes, you don't call in sick on you. You don't call in sick on vision. You don't call in sick on passion. Like Martin Luther King wouldn't have been like, hey, let's get everyone there. And like, oh guys, sorry, Martin Luther King's not going to show up today. He's got the sniffles, right? Like, you don't not show up. Entrepreneurs show up. If Steve Jobs, when he was alive, was launching the iPhone 8000, you don't go, oh guys, we've spent millions of dollars promoting this, but Steve's a little under the weather today. He's had a rough night. He's not coming. Like, come on. Entrepreneurs don't call in sick. So if you're making excuses of why you can't go to a meeting or can't get on a call or whatever, you're calling sick on you. You're an entrepreneur. You're a boss. You're stopping yourself from learning. You're stopping yourself from growing. So entrepreneurs who are true entrepreneurs do not call in sick. I mean, are you going to get sick? Yes. And sometimes you'll make choices, but entrepreneurs don't call in sick. They seldom get sick. It's weird. They're healthier than the average person. That's a strange phenomenon. Okay. Number 9, entrepreneurs value opportunity more than security. I think one of the biggest stumbling blocks, or I would say things that prevent people from becoming entrepreneurs, is that they love the comfort of knowing if they go push these buttons and answer these phone calls and file these files or type those things on the computer that they're going to make an income, right? It's very risky. It's, you got to work for yourself, right? And I would rather have the opportunity to make $897,000 working from home with my kids than get a $150,000 a year paycheck for working 40 hours a week. Because I'll tell you that even on my busiest weeks, I don't really work 40 hours a week. Well, I don't work any because I love what I do. Like, this doesn't work to me. This is my passion. John Maxwell, again, he's so cute. He's 69. And he said, all of his friends said, hey, John, God, you work so hard. When are you going to retire? And he goes, well, what's the definition of retirement? They said, well, where you stop working and do what you love to do. He said, they gave me the greatest gift of all. I didn't know I'd been retired for decades. I love what I do. Like, I love what I do. And the fact that I can make unlimited income by helping people, this is icing on the cake. The cake is awesome. The cake is opportunity. So if you're holding on to security, you can't have both. You can't have security and opportunity. Can you transition? Yes, I was able to work part-time until I was able to transition into doing this full-time. And was it a risk? Yes, it was. My husband was scared. I said, okay, we had a goal. If I make this much income this many weeks consecutively, I'm quitting my job. And he's like, okay, sounds good. And I did it. He's like, no. I'm like, gotta do it. I gotta do it, Chris. And it doubled within 2 months. So it was a good idea. So do you value opportunity or security? Ooh, that's a hard one for most people because we are trained and programmed that security. And I was just sitting with one of my longest best friends yesterday, and she was talking. I said, oh, is your mom? Her mom got let go after like 25 years with a company. Talk about security. And then her brother got let go. And I was like, oh, you know, and she's been in and out of network marketing. And I said, isn't it funny how people will say, oh, I'm going to stay in corporate because it's secure? Heck no. You know what's secure? My ability to earn money. If I want to go hustle and go stand on the street corner and sell my product, I can make money that day. If I want to go make 100 calls, I can sell product, right? So, you know, there is no security anymore. You want to make security, you create your own security. You know what's security for me? My residual income. That's security for me. All right. Number 10. Entrepreneurs deal with the slaps, like when life slaps you, when and in this industry it can be ugly. People can quit on you. Companies can, you know, go under. You can have drama. There's always some setbacks, right? Maybe products or services get canceled or whatever. I mean, maybe your company closes its door. I mean, there's always. But if you have a mission to sell the cure for cancer, this is my example today, my Wet n Wild $1.79 lip gloss that I love. If you have a mission, no one's going to stop you, right? Let me use an example. Let's pretend that you are on your way to your wedding and you are marrying the love of your life, and your wedding is at noon, and you get in the car all prim and proper and ready, music in your heart at 9 o'clock, and you got an hour to go to get to the wedding. It's about a 60-mile drive, and you get in a car accident. Are you going to stop and go, hey, honey, wedding's off. I had a setback. I can't come. No. You're going to start figuring it out. You're going to say, okay, what can I do? Okay, you call Uber. Now you go Uber, okay? So you get there and you're getting married on this beautiful cliff, and Uber goes, and a tree had fallen in the road an hour before, and Uber can't go. And you got 10 more miles to the top of the mountain. Do you stop? Or do you say, okay, well, this is a setback. Do you stop? No, you're going to stop. So you get out and you start running, and then all of a sudden you sprain your ankle, all right? Are you going to stop, or are you going to get to the top of that mountain? You're probably going to limp. If you had to crawl on your hands and knees, you're going to get there. Why? Because it's important to you. But in business, we get one little rejection or one little person that says something or one little failure, and we quit on our dream. Like, this dream is real, you guys. I'm not the Easter Bunny. I'm not Santa Claus. I'm a real person who went out and did work and has made millions of dollars and retired my husband and I. It's real. It can be real for you if you are just so tied to what you want to do that you don't let anything set you back. And a true entrepreneur doesn't call in sick on their dream, and they don't let a little obstacle or setback stop them. Don't let anything stop you. Life is going to throw you curveballs. Welcome to life. You know, my mom was sick, dying in the hospital, and I was still running people to rank from the waiting room. Life is going to give you a slap. Entrepreneurs deal with the slaps, and they keep going because their mission and their passion is so important to them, they are not going to stop. Okay, number 11. Oh, this is a good one. This is a really good one. Entrepreneurs stay creative when other people quit. Okay, Tara, I called everyone. I can't do this. Okay, Tara, you know, whatever. Excuse. And some people will literally have a whole arsenal of excuses ready for them. I'm like, wow, that came out of your mouth. So like, did you rehearse that? But they get creative. So if you want to find all the way that don't work, great. But every time something doesn't work, say, okay, great, let's scratch that off the list. You know, people always come to me, hey, I have a cousin that works at the radio station. Should I advertise our product on the radio? You know what I say? It doesn't normally work in this kind of marketing, but if you'd like to, go ahead, right? It doesn't matter what comes along, you get creative. Like I said, if you're on your wedding day and you run out of gas and there's a storm and the tree falls down, you just keep getting creative. You get creative, right? So entrepreneurs are excited by the fact that every way that doesn't work is just something that didn't work. They see the possibility, right? if you have people in your company, which all of you do, that are making $1 million a year, which most of you do unless you're in a brand new company, an entrepreneur will say, okay, I will get there no matter what because I see the possibility and I'm going to keep getting creative and keep finding what works until I get there. All right. So entrepreneurs, they get creative when other people quit. Whatever's not working for you, just stop doing that. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So once you've found all the ways that don't work, that's wonderful. Now go find the ways that do. And here's the cool thing about network marketing is the people in your company at the top have already found all the ways that work and all the ways that don't work, and usually they have a system or they're willing to share that on calls and trainings and the stage. Start listening to them. Don't get too creative. Now there's a thing in network marketing where I say get creative, but don't get too creative. Like don't go and create your own system. If a system is producing millionaires in super intergalactic global ranks, then you want to follow that system. I mean on the personal level when something's not working. Like I don't have anybody within 100 miles of my house. Great. Do you have internet? Yeah, great. Get creative. Go in groups. Find people on Facebook. Start forming relationships. Start giving value. There's always a way. And for everyone, it's going to be different. But entrepreneurs are always creative and always looking for what else is possible. Right? Ask yourself every day, what is possible today? How far can I go? What else can I do? What am I not thinking about, right? And Napoleon Hill says a mastermind is 2 brains. So get your business partners, get somebody on your team or in your upline and say, okay, this is where I'm at. This is what's going on. What else can I do? And start brain dumping. They say there's really a power in 2 people getting together to discuss ideas. So do that often. Okay, and number 12 is entrepreneurs seek simplicity. Now, some of you guys know the company I'm in. I'm not going to say it, but I have some products that could be really complicated. And I'm talking about like science galore. And so do you. Whether it's science of skincare or makeup or why your product's better, why your service is better, the technology, you really could geek out on it. But just know that the average person won't have time. This is an industry that is built on part-timers, and most people are building around a job, around families, around other priorities in part-time. So if you're not trying to find the simplest way to do this, then you're going to complicate it, and that slows growth. So, find out what tool works, right? I love that we have this gentleman on our team, and we have a video that is very good at getting people interested, and nobody told him to do this. He's just like, I just didn't overthink this. He said, I called 100 people and said, hey, if I send you a video, will you watch it? He didn't tell him what the video was. He didn't tell me he started a business. He didn't tell me he was looking for customers. He just said, if I send you a video, will you watch it? It's 6 minutes or whatever, 12 minutes. And they said, sure. And he sent it to him. And then sometimes they texted back, and then sometimes he had to say, okay, well, what did you think about the video? And they're like, that's amazing. And he would sign up, and he was one of the top recruiters that month of my team. And I was just like, try not to think how easy this is. So, which you want to see it through as a mission. Like okay, there we go. Sorry, it said my connection is weak. I wonder if that's because my husband just walked in and started sucking my internet juice out. But anyway, there's one thing about entrepreneurs.